Hey all, Hibber here, welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to tell you the top 10 tips and tricks that you should know if you own or you are planning to own a Nintendo Switch. So of course, if you enjoy the content on this channel, don't forget to subscribe, and of course if you like it even more, then give it a like and also a comment if you have anything to add to the videos or any questions or anything at all. Alright, so without further ado, let's get down to business. Alright, number one, first thing you gotta do when you open your Switch for the first time is to turn the screen lock off. Now that means that you won't have to press 3 buttons to actually start playing on your Switch, and in the long run it's well worth the 7 seconds it takes to turn this off. Alright, so the second tip is that once you get your Switch out of the packaging, the theme of it is usually the white theme. And there's actually 2 themes. Now unfortunately you cannot create your own themes on the Switch, but you can choose between white and black. And I tend to pick the black theme, at least after a while, because I just think the white is just too in your face, and the black also apparently saves a little bit of battery. Alright, so the next tip is for quite a common problem on the Switch that tends to be an annoyance for a lot of people. And it is that some games only give you a single save slot. So say you want to start a new game here in Resident Evil, that means you're going to have to overwrite your existing game and your progress, right? So obviously in many cases that is not what you want to do. So since the game only has a single save slot for your campaign, it seems like you're stuck, right? But no, there is a way around it, and all you gotta do is really just to create another user. So you can see here I have 2 users, my main user and one I use for like random stuff. So say you only have 1 user, then go in here and say you want to add a user. And you just gotta pick like an icon for your user. There's a few you can pick from. You can create your own if you are so inclined. And once you've done that, you just give it a name. I'm just gonna give it a crazy name here, and that's about it. So now you have 2 profiles on the console, so you can start another game in Resident Evil using your 11111 user, while still saving your primary user. And should you want to get rid of the user again, it's very easy. Just go into the user section again and select delete the user. So you got a few confirmations, but that's it. So highly recommended. Alright, so tip number 4 is also a pretty handy tip here. It's just a quick way to access the quick settings menu on the Switch. And all you gotta do is hold the home button for a few seconds, and you'll be able to change the most common settings here, like for example entering flight mode. Now I can't do it here because my Switch is docked for the purposes of making a video, but if you are in handheld, you can turn flight mode on and off, and you can adjust your screen brightness as well. Now you can turn flight mode on as well if you go into the system settings directly. Alright, so tip number 5, you probably know already that you can take screenshots on your Switch by pressing the screenshot button, the little square one on the left Joy-Con. Now most people know that, but some people don't know that by holding the same button you can actually take a 30-second video of your gameplay. And that's very handy, for example, if you want to show someone something really cool you did. And just go into your album and you'll be able to watch your video. So very, very handy function here. Alright, so moving on to tip number 6. And this tip here is a little bit more for the advanced people, because it allows you to actually remap the buttons on your controller. This is very handy, for example, if you use 2 PlayStation controllers where the buttons are slightly different. Now you cannot change the button mapping on a non-Nintendo controller. See, I have 2 of them here attached, which I cannot change. But the Nintendo Joy-Cons, you can change the buttons. So you just go into the mapping and you can change them pretty much any way you like. So this is also super handy if you want to change the A and B positions. Alright, at number 7, it's a pretty quick tip here. Like, if you don't want to have to select a user every time you play a game, for example, if you are the only user of that Switch, you can go into the user section in system settings and select a skip selection screen. So that means you can just go to the menu, start a game, and the game just starts. You don't have to choose a user. So earlier I showed you how to take screenshots and videos of your gameplay, but say you want to share it on Facebook or something and you want to send your screenshot to your phone, there's a very easy way of doing it. Now you just go into your album, pick the screenshot you want to send, select send to smart device, and then you can pick a few or you can send individually. Now what happens now is that a QR code comes up on the screen, and all you got to do is just point your smartphone at the QR code, and once prompted you join the network that is requests. Once you've done that, you are then able to scan the second QR code, and this QR code is the key that will allow you to download your screenshot of whatever it is that you are sharing straight to your phone. So it's very, very easy, and it's very, very quick. Alright, so next tip, the Joycons on the Switch are small and they tend to get lost, especially on sofas or couches or something like that. And if you find that your Joycons or one of them is missing, you can go and search for them in this section here. So all you gotta do is just pick the controller that you're missing on the screen and click on it, either using the touch screens, for example if you lost both of them. And it will vibrate, and it should lead you, at least help you a little bit in locating the missing controller. Alright, the last tip, and this is a general tip here, because if you buy a Switch, you know that yes, you can play games on a cartridge, but you are going to purchase games from the store, especially when they're on sale. So do yourself a favor and buy a big SD card once you actually buy an SD card. I would say 256 gigabytes is absolute minimum, and I would recommend 512. The price difference is so small that it doesn't make sense to buy anything less than 512. Of course, you can also go crazy and go all the way to a 1 terabyte. It's a bit more expensive, at least at this point in time, and the Switch does support up to 2 terabytes. So 512 as a minimum. That would be my most important tip of this video here. Alright guys, that was my 10 most important tips for your new Nintendo Switch, or in case you are thinking of buying one. Then these tips here will get you off to a good start. Now there's a lot of other hidden features on the Switch, and I'll do another video about that, but this is enough to get pretty much anyone started and enjoy the machine a little bit more. And if there was another tip I would give anyone who's thinking of buying a Switch who haven't purchased one already, it would be go for the OLED model. Definitely, you will not regret that. Ignore the Switch, the old version, and ignore the Switch Lite. So that would be my final tip here. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course give me a like and a comment if you want to. And thanks for watching. I'll see you out there.